Thank you, Lynn. Thank you especially to all the Coloradans that are here today. I have to say also especially to the Durango crew that is here today. Bill Meadows,
Right back here.
for your leadership, thank you, and for your wisdom, which when I don't have it, you make sure that you're there until I do. And I'm very grateful for that. You know, Lynn was referring to a conversation we had earlier this morning with a group of Coloradans who were here, and I said to them, you know, I wish that I could tell you that this place is less dysfunctional than it appears to be. And actually, the reverse is true. It's more dysfunctional than it appears to be. And that's in many ways tragic, because whether people here understand it or not, our generation is engaged in a very important conversation right now, which adds up to the question whether we are going to be the first generation of Americans and of Coloradans to leave less opportunity, not more, to the people that are coming after us. That's really what's at stake. And I'm not going to give you a long speech, but on the economic issues that we face, on the debt and deficit question that we face, on infrastructure questions that we face, all of that adds up, at least in my mind, to that question. And as I said earlier today, we desperately need a politics and a political conversation that's worthy of the aspirations that we have for our kids and for our grandkids, and that's worthy of the inflection point that we find ourselves in, so that we can resolve that question positively. And there's going to be a lot of time that passes, a lot of money that's spent before people come to the conclusion that we're a lot better off working together than we are screaming at each other. And in the meantime, it's why your work is so important, because you guys are in the legacy business, and I know that, living in the most beautiful state in the country, the great state of Colorado. And the places that you guys can fight over second. The places that generation after generation after generation of Coloradans and Americans have protected, so that we now have the benefit of it for our kids, for our economy, and for our way of life, is now a legacy that all of you are carrying forward. And no matter how crazy we are, I can tell you that the people of Colorado are not crazy. The people across this country are not crazy. And they want to continue the work that you have been engaged in. So don't let our nonsense disrupt your mission. Make sure that you are here advocating as you are. Make sure that the people that you come in contact with, whether they're supporters or whether they're not, hear from you that you're insisting on a higher level of public service and better representation from them. And we'll come out on the other end of this, and people will say 50 years from now and 100 years from now that we played a role in making sure that we continue to keep this vital American legacy alive and that we protected our wilderness. So I apologize for the nonsense you're seeing here. I'm not going to take responsibility for it. And I want to thank you again for your efforts, and especially for this recognition. Have a great time.